How's it going, everyone? So today in this video I just want to show you and give you a bit of a tour of the new garden that we have at the new place that I moved into. So I moved out of home and I'm now living with two of my close mates, and yeah, we moved on a half-acre block of land. And so yeah, this place has a great existing veggie garden, so I just want to take you all on a bit of a tour in this video to show you what it's like. So we'll just be here in the main section, in where the veggie gardens are. There's a bit of an orchard, a couple of shade houses, so there are extra stuff around the front to do with, you know, kitchen gardening and urban gardening and stuff, but I'll just focus on this video out the back here. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is the main garden bed here. So this is just a sort of loamy soil. When we got here there was nothing growing in it, so I've just tried to prepare the soil a bit, add a bit of fertility. I added a few bags of compost and a few bags of cow manure just along the whole thing. So it does have some drip irrigation, which is great, but it's all disconnected. So that's one of the jobs that I'm going to be doing, fixing all that up. So, and then down this end, I've already planted a few things. So I've got some broccoli in that back line, then we've got some spinach down the middle here, and then as well some black Tuscan kale in this row. And then as well I'll be planting some seeds, so hopefully then in a couple of weeks we'll be able to plant out a few more rows, probably of just like maybe kale and broccoli, just to space out the planting so we're not having a big glut of everything during winter. And then down in this second half I want to grow some potatoes, because I haven't grown them in a few years and I really want to grow potatoes again, so that'll be for this half. And then yeah, down there there's just a little basil, a few little spring onions, and then there's a sort of spinach down there, so which is great. So then along here we have some grapevines. So these are table grapes. I'm not sure what variety though, we were just told they were table grapes, and that's all drip irrigation as well. So this one works just by the bin there. There's that little white sort of thing, that's the sort of main source. So that all works. These vines aren't drip irrigated, but then the ones down there are as well. So I'm not really sure why this middle one isn't, but yeah, we'll sort of figure that out. Okay, so here is the shade house. So it's just held and sort of been made together by some ag pipe as you can see up here, and then just some sort of beams, wooden timber beams, just to create good structural support, and then the shade cloth over the top. So it's very simple design. We're looking at doing a similar one back at our old property before we sort of moved out of there, but so yeah, it's good simple cheap design. So there's still a lot of summer crops, as you can see along here, a lot of things in the ground and still on the go, which is great, which means that there'll be a bit of an overlap because we're only just able to, I've only just started planting things. So this is good that we'll still be able to harvest some things. So quick little tour of what's here. So we've got some spring onions, some various herbs like parsley and flowering plants along there. Then we've got some tomatoes that are coming out of season. There's still a few more on there. Got some chilies along here, capsicum. There's a nice yellow one along here that I'm keeping my eye on, some stir fry or something like that. And then we've got some purple basil, sweet basil, some purple eggplants around there, but they're more like a kind of very light purple. I put an Instagram post up on that, so you can check that out if you want to. Then along this side we've got some more sweet basil. We've got a purple sweet potato which I'm really excited to dig up. I had a bit of a feel around and it felt like there was one good tuber along there, so that's good. And we've got some more spring onions along the back. There is a huge, I think it's a tomatillo plant, I don't know, someone might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like this, and then you open up and there's a bit of a almost berry kind of, no it's not focused, but yeah, that sort of gives you a bit of an idea. I think that's a tomatillo. I'm just going to rip this out as soon as I get a compost bin happening. Then yeah, we just got like more, say like capsicums along the back, tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes and basil and capsicums in here, which is great because I love basil and love tomatoes and capsicums, so there's plenty along there. And then in the back here, I think these are loofahs. I'm not really sure, but I think they might be loofahs. And judging from that, that's really coming towards the end of the season. Obviously it looks dead. I think it's just because one, it is dead, but probably from powdery mildew. Yeah, as you can see from like the leaves here. And then yeah, a couple more tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes. And then along this side, there's some sweet corn, which doesn't done super well. It's only got a few cobs on the side and they're very young still, very immature, so got to wait for them to grow, but I'll leave them in for a bit longer. There was a normal sweet potato, like an orange sweet potato, but I dug that out and got a couple of tubers from that actually. Put a video up on, sorry, not a video, put a post up on Instagram so you can check that out if you want. And then this just had some old tomatoes. There were some tomato cages and stuff like that along here. But for this, I'm just about to plant some sugar snap peas and snow peas and sort of other climbing varieties. And then I'll just make a bit of a trellis going up along probably to the roof, so that we'll be able to go in and pick some peas hopefully, yeah, in a couple of months. Okay, now this is a second shade house, so there's nothing in here. But we are going to be, except like some stinging nettles and some other flowers and stuff. But we want to make this a chook run. So my two mates and I, we really want to make that a chook run. So we're going to build put together a bit of a roosting area, and then the rest is all just set up, ready to go, basically, for chooks. It's very secure. So that will be great. So that's a plan with that. Now we have the orchard. So this is all, got drip irrigation. I've tested it out, it all works. There's just a couple of cuts and leaks and stuff that I need to fix up, but that's pretty easy to do. So along here we have plum. See, there's a couple of, yep, that's just pick one. So yeah, there's one plum there. That's another plum, I believe. Then along here we have an apple, which have a couple of sort of half-eaten fruit from the birds. That one's actually not too bad, but yeah, there we go, there's been no netting. I think just the previous owners just took it off, rightly so, and I don't have any at the moment. And as well, because it's towards the end of the season, I'm not even going to bother. Then along here, I think that's a peach or a nectarine, one of them. And then we've got, a couple of apricots. That one's looking great. That one is struggling a lot. Then we've got a pear at the back, and another stone fruit along here. So the only thing that I really need to do along here is kind of just make sure that we're keeping the grass down, and I'll try and mulch out the base of each of these trees so that it kills the grass underneath, and that way the trees have less competition for water and nutrients around that drip zone. And then we've got a bit of an asparagus bed along here, which I'm really happy about. I love asparagus, but it's always so expensive. So to have our own is going to be great. So really just along here, I just want to make sure that the soil is looking a lot better, because it's very dry. It feels like there's really nothing in there. It has no substance to it. So I just need to make sure that, just really feed that up. Okay, and lastly, this is sort of the other back area. So we just have a rhubarb along here. Then there's just a very small compost bin, but I'm going to get rid of that and make an actual compost bay using some old pallets along where those star pickets are. I think that may have been for part of the chooks, because they did have chooks along here. They had chooks there and let them roam around or make it portable. But my plan is for that sort of area, that existing bed, to sort of turn that into a berry bed. So I'll get some raspberries, get some strawberries, things like that, make that into a bit of a berry bed. I'm going to make another sort of probably veggie bed along here, vegetable bed, and then maybe something along here, but I'll probably just keep this open, or maybe plant just a few separate plants of something, maybe some blueberries, or I don't know, passion fruit, kiwi fruit, something climbing that we can make up along, which would be great. Oh yeah, and that's a little pomegranate tree as well, just if you're wondering what that is. But that's sort of the plan for along the back. So I'm just going to make those out of bricks. There's a lot of bricks along one of the garden sheds, and as well we can sort of take off, particularly around the asparagus bed and stuff, take off one layer of bricks, because it doesn't have to be that high, and then we'll make some more beds along here, which I'm super excited about. So there you go, guys, that's what the new garden looks like. I'm really excited to get stuck into it and really grow a lot more food, do a lot more composting, having chooks again. Getting the orchard up and going, and even just like the little projects that I mentioned, that with the things I want to do, like the berry beds and getting a few extra garden beds in, things like that, I'm really excited to do. So hope you all enjoyed that little update. Otherwise, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions for me or questions, leave them down in the comments box below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And lastly, make sure that you subscribe so that whenever I post a new video, that you'll be one of the first to watch it. So hope you enjoyed that and hope your gardens are booming, and I will catch you all in the next video. Cheers guys, have a good one.